Hey guys, welcome to a replay analysis. This is another Diamond Zerg versus Terran coming at you, and today we're looking at Tesked, the Zerg's perspective. Lots of Zerg love today, because we also did another one today for another player. On YouTube you guys won't realize this though, because it's a YouTube video, but on Twitch they did. They just saw it. But we got another Diamond game here. So let's see what's going on. Let's help Tesked figure out what's happening for his gameplay. So far, things are smooth. The only thing Tesked could do better right now over what he's done is and now he just fixed it. I was going to say stack that patch, and he just did. So good shit. It's got a natural coming down now. 17 hatch. Pretty normal stuff. He's scouting. He's making drones. It's all great. I like your Overlord placement test. I fucking love it. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna actually tell you one thing though, really fast. Test. Okay, this is logical. I just talked about this earlier, but I love your Overlord placement overall. However, you got to be really careful about where your Overlord is in conjunction with where the cliff is against Terran specifically. Against Protoss and Zerg, I don't mind your Overlord placement. I would say maybe Zerg, maybe put it there. Against Protoss, put it where it is now, because you want to make sure you don't lose the probe when it's in your natural and like have it cannon rush you or some shit. But against Terran, I would say I would prefer your Overlord to probably be like right there. And the reason why is because I want your Overlord to be close to the cliff, closer to the cliff, in case this guy does proxy you with Marines. Because if Marines walked in a fog of war either right here or right here, either side, if you told your Overlord to run down or north or left or right, anyway, it would die every time. And losing your Overlord right off the bat when you're getting proxy raxed fucking sucks. So if you have the foresight to remember this, against Terran specifically, put your Overlord in a place where it still sees the entire choke point, so nothing can sneak by you. So like right there would be perfect. But then it's closer to the cliff of wherever the cliff is. So if two Marines show up and start shooting you on either side and you're like right there with your Overlord, you can fly right to the cliff and you won't die. If you flew from like right there to the cliff, your Overlord would get over the cliff with probably like 70 health left against two Marines. And you wouldn't die. And then your Overlord would be safe, and then you wouldn't get supply blocked, because there's no way he could see that thing if he proxy bunker rushes you. He doesn't have an orbital. Even if he did, he wouldn't want to fucking scan an Overlord. That's such a waste. He needs a mule. And he also doesn't have any barracks that are close by to lift off and be like, let's see the Overlords. It's not going to happen. It's not practical. Because then he's not making Marines, which is way more important for the Marine proxy. If it gets there, it won't die. So, yeah. Your Overlord's in a compromising position. If you were to get proxy racks, you would see it. But if Marines compromised your Overlord, it could potentially die, which would suck. You're probably not getting proxy racks now, though, based off the fact that you just saw that SCV right there with the way that came out. That's a really awkward SCV for a proxy, because that would mean his economy is even shittier if he's actually also had more SCVs over here proxying you. I hope that makes sense. So no one's going to fucking pull off SCVs off the mineral line to make it look like a scout if they're going to all-in you anyways, because they're just going to waste a bunch of minerals that they need for the all-in. I hope that makes sense for you guys. So you can already tell, just because you saw that SCV at the first one, that kind of rules out a proxy. With the timing of when it crossed the first Overlord and the positioning of where it was. And now you've confirmed it's a natural with a barracks expand, most likely Reaper expand. Now you confirmed it's a Reaper. Everything looks great. Overlord should immediately be going down now to the cliff so it doesn't die. Okay, you have your third base going down. You have one drone on gas. I like it. This is just another style of a speedling expand. It's all good. I love your creep tumor. Make sure you make another queen. You did. Fuck yeah. You also lost your Overlord. Okay. Let's watch that happen.
Our forces are under attack. The Hive cluster is under attack.
Okay. Just make sure Yeah, he held position. Make sure when your Overlord goes to a cliff, make sure the Overlord's graphic itself isn't over the cliff. Like, it doesn't matter where the Overlord is itself. It matters where the circle is underneath the Overlord. And right now, your Overlord is on the edge of the cliff, which means its body is gonna poke over the side again, which is obviously not what you want. You can tell because look at the circle right there. You guys might not have noticed this, but that is where the Overlord's located right there. It has nothing to do with the body itself. It has everything to do with the circle on the ground. Because if you guys didn't know this, there is no fucking like Z-axis in StarCraft 2. There is an X-axis which goes horizontally. There is a Y-axis which goes vertically. There is no Z-axis that literally goes in the air. I know it says there are units that are in the air in StarCraft, and some units like an SCV cannot attack an Overlord because it's an air unit, but the Overlord still, even though it's like the attack or whatever, that doesn't fucking matter. It's not what I'm trying to explain. It's the fact that the Overlord is not actually here, it's here. It's based off the floor of the game. It's off the fucking grid of the ground. So your Overlord is, even though it's in theory hiding behind a fucking tube here where the Marine is, so the Marine should be shooting into the tube if this was proper physics. That's not how it works. It's shooting into the Overlord because its ass is hanging over the cliff because the circle is not properly located. The circle on the ground here needs to be in the middle of this area right there. It needs to be in the middle of this area, in the middle of this area. Not there, not there, not up on the top side over here. It needs to be in the middle. So if you right click your mouse in the middle, wherever you right click the mouse at is where this circle is going to go. So if I right click my mouse right here, I'm like right click right there, right there, right here. The circle would end up right there. Not the Overlord, the circle would. So what you did was you clicked right there. Watch, if we want to prove it, let's go back to before you click it. Watch the click of where the click is here. Get ready for it. It's coming in a second. See that? The click is fucking off. That the circle goes right to where the click is told. And you can tell that's not in the fucking middle. That's on the side. The click should be right there. If you don't do this properly, your Overlords will die like that all the fucking time. All right. Okay, so your build though is fine overall. The larva block, or the supply block definitely sucks for you. It's gonna fuck your larva up a little bit, like right now, big time. Okay, so this queen, I don't mind it where it is right now. Make sure it definitely runs to the natural though now. Or sorry, the third base. Good job. So you can inject right away. This is perfect. Good shit. I'm proud of you. Inject it. I'm fucking proud of you. Test it. The Overlord was fucked up, but your macro is looking nice. Overall. Okay, so you got creep spreading. You made some lings before speed. Not enough, I would say. Where's your other two? Are they scouting or some shit? Where the fuck are they? Only 8 right there. I don't know where your other lings are. I'm so confused. I want to find them. Where are they? They're in the middle line. I see. Yeah, it's not that bad. 10's it's okay. I would say though, maybe make like 4 more, or like 2 to 4 more. I think 12 is like minimum of like, okay, you're fucking really pushing it. 14 and 16 is like a bit more like, I'm gonna be safer. And the only reason why I say that is because if Hellions were to come to your base and they were to roast a line of your lings, you don't have enough lings to like maintain a surround anymore. Like he's gonna if he punched a hole through like 4 of your lings, you only have enough lings to like chase him, not actually stop him. So that sucks. Because once that starts happening, you start getting really, really inefficient with the Lings. So it's a little scary. It puts more pressure on your queens to be proper. Your overlords could be better. Top overlord, amazing. This overlord, a little early for this one, I would say. Not really appropriate. I think this overlord should be right there, like in this area right here. Probably like right there would be perfect. And this overlord should be right there, would be fucking perfect. The reason why, or like maybe even like right there, because that way you could see closer to your ramp. So there's not going to be like a fog of war spot right there. The reason why is because right now there is still fog of war on the south side, and if this guy ran along the south end and went up, you would not know he's here until he's there, which is really bad because that gives your queens no time to relocate. And your queens are the ones that want to zone out the Hellions. And you know he's going Hellions because he opened up with the reactor, or I mean he has a reactor. Okay, he's not necessarily going Hellions, but he's actually not going Hellions at all. It's actually a 2-1-1. But just hopefully you understand the concept of what I mean though. It's super important to know that. And up until right now, you had no idea what he was actually going to go because your overlord just scouted in. So make sure you give yourself more vision of a vision net. Like this overlord's placement right now is fucking perfect. Right now, that's amazing. Another overlord like right there would be fucking amazing. Not going up here, right? And then you could do this one like fourth or like next. This could be your next overlord after you have your 3 spotting for the openings of your base. This is way too shitty. Because you also have no vision here either. So if Hellions came in this way and drove across this, you wouldn't see Hellions until they like blipped through that right there, which is this fucking speed zone as well. And they would get in your ramp really quickly and get in your main and shit possibly, or like kill your Lings while your queens are like way the fuck out of position later on if you never move overlords, which is not good. But now you see it's a 2-1-1. So now it doesn't matter as much where this overlord is because it's not a 2-1-1 anymore. So that's who fucking cares. Now you got to be worried about a 2-1-1 medevac drop coming to you. And now here's the thing. Here's how you deal with 2-1-1s. If you confirm it's a 2-1-1, making queens and Lings is totally fine. Make more Lings right fucking now. If you make drones after right now, you're going to take some damage. You can only make drones like this when it's a Hellion opener, because your queens are more than enough to defend it. If this is a 2-1-1, your queens are not enough. Your queens will die to Marines and medevacs. Stimpack Marines will just mow your queens down. So now what you need to do is now you need to be making Lings from right now. Ideally, the correct amount of time is from 4 minutes and 20 seconds. So your scout is giving you information to realize this is happening. Good fucking job. Super good job. From 4:20 to 5 minutes, you need to make fucking Lings, which is going to be like an extra like 30 Lings or so out of all 3 of your hatcheries combined. You need Lings in addition to what you already have by like an additional 30 or so. You need to have like high 30s, low 40s in Lings by the time he gets here with his drop. If you don't have that, he has the ability to run your ass over. So if you make drones right now, again, you are fucking yourself. And you're making drones. You are fucking yourself. You are, if this guy is good, he's going to make you pay for this. He will kill way more than you want. And you're still making drones. You are going to take so much damage right now. If this guy knows how to stim pack and attack, you are so fucking dead. You can go back to making drones against a 2-1-1 after you deal with a 2-1-1 drop. Your creep spread's great. Your queen creation is great. All these things are great. The only thing that's bad is you have no fucking Lings. And let's see what this guy does, right? If this guy is an idiot, he'll drop right into your fucking Lings right here and be like, ah. If this guy just dropped right there, you would be so fucking dead. Because you couldn't push forward and punish that. And by the time you did push forward, all of his Marines would be out and he would counter push you with Stimpack and run over your mineral line. And he would probably kill the hatchery because you have no Lings. He's wasting so much fucking time. He's allowing you to get Lings. Okay. Yeah, this turn doesn't know. What I said is very real. This Terran doesn't know how to take advantage of that. It's Diamond League. You get to fucking Masters or you get the GM and you play a Terran who goes 2-on-1 and you make drones the way you did, you are so fucking dead. You need to respect it a little bit more once you confirm what it is. And then you can make lings, or then you can make drones again after like 5 minutes when you have like 30, 40 lings. This was way too greedy. You should have died for this. You should have taken, like, if not died, you should have taken some serious damage for this. This guy has no idea how to do an attack, though. Like, this dude wasted so much fucking time. But really good mechanics so far. Super good mechanics. Your timing of your Bane Nest, your Evo Chambers, your Hydra, super nice. Amazing. You're almost at, like, mid-60s. Macro Hatch is coming up. Your 4th base is coming up. You can now totally make drones. You have enough lings. Like, so now the amount of lings you have now, that's what you should have had, right? When I was telling you to have it. This is great. You can now saturate your 4th base off of this while making, maybe probably like 10 Banes in this and Queens, and you're fucking good to go. This is safe. He missed his opportunity to punish you early on, but now if you make drones all the way to like 85 or 80-ish, you're totally allowed to do that. And the reason why is because he has a 3rd base. If this guy did not have a 3rd base, you could drone up to like 70 or like 68 or some shit, and then make units until he attacks you off of like 5 racks, a factory, and a starport. If you then kill that, then you make drones to 80 and then go back to making units again. But because you scouted, he's got a 3rd base. Your scouting is amazing this game. Super, I love it a lot. It's been really good. You've given yourself all the information you need all game. Because you saw he has a 3rd base, you know that all he's capable of doing is harassing you, and you have enough now to deny harass, and you can easily drone to 80 now while he's taking his 3rd base, while you take your 4th base. So you should totally be making drones now, again, off of this link count. I love your Ling. I love your Banes that you made. Like, the 7's respectable. Like, 10 would be fine, too. I fucking love your drones. Now, his attack right here can't do shit with this army here. If you push forward, he instantly has to run away. Just don't lose too much creep in the process. Good job. Save your creep, and this was great. Save that creep. Save the creep. This is priority number 1. Save the fucking creep. Save the creep as fast as possible. Okay. You could have saved your creep at the tip of the creep a bit faster than you did, and you could have had creep even further out to minimize time that you lose on creep spread. But I'm glad you put at least a 1 tumor down. But yeah, when you save your creep, always try to put furthest out creep tumor down first. Like, there was creep already, and then put it further back to replace what's in the middle later on, because it's so easy to replace the middle. It's hard to replace the like the exterior. But really good shit so far. Now your drone count is already in the 80s when he's at the 50s at 7 minutes and 30 seconds. You're looking fantastic. I would say at this point you should probably take like another macro hatch just so you don't get fucked on your money, and then get like an infestation pit here pretty soonish, maybe in the next like minute. You don't have to do it just yet. It's when your 2-2 or your 1-1's done, your 2-2 starts. But just don't fuck up your upgrades. As long as you keep your upgrades rolling now on your Hydras, your Evos, and you maintain like start your 5th base, you're in a fucking great spot. And like maintain good creep spread. You're doing a great job. Super good job. Very, very, very well done. Your supply is crushing the Terran, so that's also a result of it too, right? Doing a super good fucking job. Nice hatchery. You're doing everything right in this game for the most part. You were super greedy, which could have been punished and you could have died for that. Otherwise, super good job. I like the spore. It'll help. Fix your drones though as soon as he leaves. Good job. Drone count is still not bad. Nice scout again. Scouting is super good. I commend you on your scouting. It's very, very nice this game. You saw Medivacs flying top left as well, hopefully. Or, sorry, Liberator. It was something up there. Maybe make another spore over here. Nice dealing with the Liberator down there. So if this ever happens to you as well, you can always make your life easier and just make 1 spore per base too, just in case he like keeps rotating it around. That's also totally fine. It's not really going to hurt you in the end if you make 1 spore per base when you have 80 drones. It's so easy to replace that. It's not even going to be noticeable. But what will be noticeable is if your mineral lines die or have to get ripped off repeatedly, like how it just happened. But good shit though. You're doing a good job.
A creature is
Make sure your upgrades though. Where's your infestation pit? Good shit. I love it. Start your hive as soon as that's done. How about your injects? Injects are not looking bad. Not too bad. Some of them could be a little bit better, but not too bad. You're at 10 minutes. You're almost maxed. You could be a little bit better overall. You are missing some, but it's not the worst. And you've also, I feel like they would have been better if you weren't being distracted by a Liberator, but not that bad. Definitely not that bad. I would say maybe put another queen on this hatchery too. Otherwise, good shit. But definitely do it a little bit more. You are missing some injects. This is starting to become bad. Overall, pretty good army. So this is exactly, it's funny because we're doing the exact same thing, right? We just talked about Ling Bane Hydra, and now we're talking about Ling Bane Hydra again. And this is the effectiveness of what massive amounts of Ling Bane looks like versus little Hydra, not the opposite way around, right? And these Hydras are no weapon upgrades, just Carapace and melee for the Ling Bane. And now, whenever these fights happen like this, I would say the best thing you could do here would be, if you were going to back up when your Ling Bane was standing out, you should have already been backing up. But because you've stuck around this long, kill that tank and get the fuck out. You should not commit to that tank. Or, yeah, if you back out now too, I'm okay with it. Just don't fucking waste your Hydras because they're expensive and you don't want to waste your money replacing them. So I'm glad you backed up. You probably could have backed up a tiny bit faster, but it's actually still good. Okay, too many Hydras. We just talked about that, and now you fucked up just like last guy did. Too many fucking Hydras. Once again, just like last time. Okay, the bane of every Zerg. You hold down the Hydra button. So, holding down Hydra button is really nice in Platinum when you don't know what the hell's going on in StarCraft and you're just making a unit that's universally okay. It's just going to problem solve for you. But you now have 37 fucking Hydras, like all Hydras and nothing else. And all that's going to happen now is you're going to concave your Hydras and they're all going to fucking die. Because they're all not going to take the fight at the same time because there's not enough surface area for them all to do that. And if you dive your Hydras deeper into a concave to let the backline shoot, your front line's going to die because they're really squishy units. So you don't want to do that either. What you want to do is you want to stop making Hydras around like 18, maybe 20. No fucking more than that. And let it be a backline to your Ling Bane. You want to have your army composition be like this. This is perfect army composition for Ling Bane Hydra. 75% of your army supply, Ling Bane. 25%, Hydra. And then in the Ling Bane supply, the 75%, you want about 2/3 of that to be Lings and about 1/3 of that to be Banes. Or maybe even 50-50 if the tank count is not super high. If this guy uses tanks though, probably 2/3 to 1/3. Because if the guy has like 10 fucking tanks and you have way too many Banelings, he's just going to kill your Banes as they try to engage because they're slower than Zerglings. But if he has a lot of tanks, Lings can draw more focus fire and friendly fire specifically because they're fast and they get on top of the Terran faster. So you make him friendly fire himself out more and it creates a better situation for you there. So in general, make it easy for yourself. Just remember 75-25 Ling Bane to Hydra, like army percentage wise. Ling Bane 75%, Hydra 25%, which means you want to have about like if you have 120 supply, you want to have about like 30 supply in Hydras, roughly, and you want to have roughly about 90 supply in Ling Bane. You could ramp it up a little bit more than that. You can go up to like 36 supply or like 40 supply in Hydras. That's also okay-ish. Just don't go to fucking 80 supply of Hydras. This is way too much. Now you have like 2/3 Hydra, 1/3 Ling Bane. This is really bad. Your army sucks now. And it's way too expensive too. You're blowing your fucking bank account right now too doing this. It's just going to cause traffic jams for you, and it's going to cause like shit to go wrong in so many ways. Hydras don't do much. 5, what's the upgrade priority? Melee Carapace all the way to 3/3. Don't fucking even get a single weapon upgrade for range weapons. It's not about the Hydras. It's about the fucking Ling Bane. It's about the Ling Bane, guys. So many people fuck this up. Ling Bane is support Hydras are support to Ling Bane. They're only supporting Ling Bane. They're killing medevacs. They're killing liberators. They're killing stray amounts of units that are left behind from the washing, like the tsunami of Ling Bane. They're not the power unit here. Your Banelings are the power unit, and your Zerglings are helping your power unit as well. So this fight's going well for you. And the only reason why it is because you're doubling his supply. It shouldn't be going well for you, because if this guy had 200 supply of bio and tank here, your Hydras would have just melted like crazy. So that worked out because you had a massive lead. Overall, honestly, Test, very good fucking game. Super clean, good game. Don't fuck the Hydras up like you did this game. Like, try not to do that anymore. Stop doing that because it's really bad. Stop making Hydras around like 20 max. Otherwise, really clean game. Your 3/3's on par for good timing as well. Super nice. Your creep spread looks pretty good. Keep doing that. Your injects look nice. For most, like, there's still like some of them are shitty, but your injects are decent. Definitely keep working on them, but not bad. Not bad. Like the fact that there's no inject here and the queen only has 45 energy makes me happy. That's not that bad. Because it means that you're not like queuing it up just now, and you have like 8 injects on there right now, and you're like, what? What? It's not a big deal. So yeah, like your injects could be better. Obviously, your creepster could be better, but still not bad. Definitely respectable for Diamond. Your mechanics are good. Overall, your game was good. The two things you fucked up on this game though were not identifying. It was like, and your scouting was really good. Your scouting, actually, this game was the best part about your entire gameplay. Identify what you're up against and try to make a good call on it. And like I said before, this game, you need to respect 2-1-1 a little bit more than you did. You should have died or taken a lot of damage in that moment in the game earlier at 5 minutes. Number 2, stop making fucking Hydras at like 18 or so and 20 max. Stop making Hydras. Like 16 Hydras would also be fine. It's just a backline to your Ling Bane. Focus on Ling Bane mostly, and then swarm your opponent with it. It's like, it should be like a tsunami that literally just like washes over them. Not a big concave of Hydras that blocks a lot of your Ling Bane and shit, and then just bleeds out in a fucking concave. That's not what you want. And then at this point too, now you could add on Ultralisk Cavern if you wanted to. You could add on a Lurker Den if you wanted to. Once you get 3/3, then you can start getting upgrades for range weapons. That would be fine. You could add on a Spire if you really wanted to. Like, sky's the limit once you get the Hive Tech. Do whatever the fuck you want. But definitely get Adrenal Glands, 3/3, and then you can still continue Ling Bane Hydra 2 as well. That's also totally fine. But good shit overall. Honestly, pretty proud of you, Test. This was nice. This was a good game by you. Lots of good, not too much bad here. Yeah. One other thing we could talk about though. All right, let me see this. I want to see what you did here. Yeah, no, super fucking clean, man. I'm proud of you. You even did a counterattack. I would say the only thing I would talk about your counterattack, maybe invest a little bit more supply. 2 Banelings and a counterattack is not that much. Maybe do like 8 Banes, and like your Ling count was also there, was probably like 8 or maybe 10. Go 8 to 10 Lings is on the minimum of okay. For an orbital, that's fine. For a planetary, you'd probably want to have a little bit more. But I would say maybe invest like 10 to 15 supply in your counterattacks, not like 6 supply or 5 supply in your counterattacks. Like, just a little bit, like, all I'm saying is a little bit bigger of a counterattack is all I would want. Just a little bit bigger. But overall, the fact that you're doing it, fucking fantastic. Super good. Because this right here is massive damage that you just did to the Terran while you're also fighting somewhere else. And that is the kind of shit that will win you games a lot of the time. So, because you like cripple them throughout fights. Very, very, very good job. I'm very proud of you. Yeah, this is, you get an A, you get like a B+ or an A- for this test. There's some shit you could fix, but overall, pretty good, man. Keep it up. Yeah, I'm proud of you. Good job. And then I'm glad also you're prioritizing expansions too. Like, I would say at this point, if I were you, honestly, I would probably dip down here and I would kill this base before committing into the natural. If the game were to be continuing, I would say you should definitely be killing this base as a priority, because if you kill these depots, this whole base, all these SCVs, this Terran is fucked anyways, because he's got really shit economy here in a moment because the patches are mining out, and he's got really shit economy here. And then you could easily max out and then wash into his natural and just like overpower him there too. But if like, for instance, if there were a bunch of tanks on high grounds or some shit, and then like he like bleeds you into this like choke point, like you could potentially throw the game if you just run into the natural while you just allow him to have a third base. So that's why I would say you should always kill the expansions first with your main army if it comes to a situation like this. Otherwise, super good job. And you might have gone to go do that if this game had continued, which I would have been super proud of. But really good shit, man. Well done. Proud of you. And guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully this helps you. This is a good example of a diamond player doing Ling Bane Hydra. Honestly, super good job, Test. I will see you guys in the next replay analysis or video, whatever it might be. Thanks for hanging out, and good luck in your own games. Peace, guys.